I want to introduce you to someone very, very, very special. I couldn't even think of a better way to kick off the new year than with this first guest. She is the epitome of class, heart, kindness, all of the good things. I have looked up to her from the moment that I met her 13 years ago, and my admiration for her just continues to grow stronger and stronger every single day. She has turned the ALS Association's Greater Chicago chapter into a nationally recognized and praised organization. There is nothing this woman wouldn't do for someone. She would literally give the shirt off her back to a stranger without even being asked. She has the heart of absolute gold. I am in awe of her, not only her incredible heart, but of her business and her leadership savvy. It's been an honor to know her and an honor to watch how she has taken the ALS Association's Greater Chicago chapter to the next level year after year. Please welcome our extraordinary and fearless leader, the president and CEO of the ALS Association's Greater Chicago chapter, Julie Sharpe. Hi, Julie.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I miss your beautiful smile so much when I don't get to see you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Likewise. That was quite an introduction. And I just have to say it is maybe with my leadership, but I have an incredible team of individuals that I get the privilege to work along with every single day in the fight against ALS and support of the ALS community. And it truly has taken a team to get us to where we are today with many different talents and many different skills. And it's just a privilege and an honor to be leading them and working alongside of them. So thank you. It takes a lot of folks to make what we do possible. And that includes the community that we love dearly and that are really a part of us and all that we do in support of those living with ALS and their families. It's been amazing. It's looking forward to this year. And the news that you shared with everyone, it's just such a blessing to have so many supporters out there that have really continued to stand by us and stand with us and to help support the work that we do, which is so important in the lives of those living with ALS, you know.
It's true. And it's so beautiful to see too, because times have been hard. Things have been really tough. And to see everybody still come together the way they have, and not only just come together, but exceed all expectations. That number is insane. I mean, there's so much love and there was so much giving happening. It's so beautiful to witness.
And you know, what was really encouraging about this campaign that we just ended was that it was really geared towards individuals who were new donors. And so when you think about that in combination with the success that we had, there's so many individuals out there that support those that are living with ALS and support our mission that really stepped up and came forth to help us help others.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. That just makes my heart swell up because I love people.
Well, and I have to say, you know, the campaign ended, you know, on January 1st, if you will. And, you know, at 11:55 a.m. we were getting, or p.m., we were getting, you know, donations. And I'm like, who's on New Year's Eve out there? You know, this is what they're doing, how they're choosing to celebrate and ring in the new year. And it gives me chills to think just how committed I know we are as a team and those who work on their behalf every day, but our supporters. I mean, it was insane. I was like, well, I can't email them right now and say thank you. But, you know, this is exciting. We're all over here going, yeah, you know. So.
That's huge. You know what? Now that you say that, I don't know why I can't actually think of a better way to spend the New Year's than giving that kind of gift that's going to change somebody's life the way that this is. This is huge. And especially when it's being matched, you know, that turns that $20 donation to $40. You're just giving an even bigger gift to somebody. That is so huge.
And again, it's about giving us the resources to ensure that we're able to provide the education, the equipment, the resources that the families that are living with ALS so desperately need. So thank you.
I love that you said that. And actually, can you pinpoint that for people that are watching that maybe think, yeah, where does this money go to? What is it? You know, yeah, you donate to a charity, and what does it actually get you? Now, tell people what this money is actually doing.
Sure. Well, you know, our mission is to care for individuals living with ALS. And what does care mean? It really means, you know, provide care, to advocate, to invest in research, and to provide education. And along with the care piece, we have many clinics that work alongside of us. We have 2 certified treatment centers of excellence at the University of Chicago and the University of Illinois. We have our North Shore Clinic, our Rush Clinic. We have partners down in Central Illinois with INI, Hines VA, and these are, our multidisciplinary clinics where individuals who are living with ALS can go and really have holistic treatment. And we financially support them, as well as we have members of our care service team who are integrated into those clinics. Each individual living with ALS has a care service coordinator who in turn helps them create care plans, visits with the individuals, however that may be at this time, whether it's a home visit or virtual visits. We have an equipment program where we provide equipment to individuals living with ALS. We're very fortunate to have 2 speech language pathologists on our team who help with augmentative speech needs. We have support groups that are hosted throughout the month for different areas, as well as for different populations. Now we have a caregivers group, we have a bereavement group, we have a familial group, and all these resources that our families need so much are provided to them at no charge. We advocate. Many years that I have actually physically been to the Hill, as well as now virtually been to the Hill, alongside of individuals living with ALS, caregivers, family members, and we have had tremendous success. One of our most recent was the Act for ALS, which we just celebrated at the close of December. And then we invest in research because we know that there's a therapy, there's cures, there's ways that we can help individuals living with ALS have a higher quality of life. And we focus on living with ALS. And so all that we do in our mighty little team are out there in the trenches fighting on your behalf and their behalf every day.
Absolutely. And like I said, the strides you guys are making are so huge. And unless you're part of the team hearing this and keeping up with this, it's hard to see all the progress because you guys you're just blowing it out of the water with all the amazing things you're accomplishing and all the people you're helping. And as you mentioned, all of that is free of charge to people. So the only way you can keep doing this work, keep making these strides, getting closer to a cure and providing those living with ALS the best life possible is through these donations, through these matching campaigns. So that money is huge, and it is doing so much for other people. So I just love that people jumped on board with this.
Absolutely. And from an educational standpoint, we host symposiums. We were able to bring on board the teleseries because we really believe in all different aspects coming together to help educate, inform, and provide hands-on care resources. Yeah. And, Susan, you haven't asked me yet, but we had an earlier conversation. I just celebrated my 16th year with the chapter on December the 18th. And it has been such an incredible opportunity for me professionally as well as personally to walk alongside the ALS community and the individuals that I've had the privilege of meeting. And there's so many faces that are popping into my mind right now, and their smiles, and they know who they are. And even if they don't, I've missed having the opportunity to actually be present with some of them, during some of the events like the walks and the symposium, but I'm here for them every day. And so many of them have become mentors to me over the years. There's such an incredible group of individuals who step forth and have been really instrumental in my professional growth as well as in my personal life. And I am forever thankful.
That. I was going to ask you. You jumped ahead of me. I was going to get to that. Yeah, 16 years. So you kind of touched. It's been amazing. But how has it changed your life? What has it meant to you?
I can't even begin to articulate just what a tremendous positive impact individuals have made in my life. In so many ways, from the courage, from the faith, the sheer joy, the laughter. I've had so many opportunities to be with different caregivers at different times and individuals living with ALS. I had one in particular I was able to go to a concert with, and we had such a fantastic time. There's just so many different points in my life, and I wish I could be integrated into everyone's life that's living with ALS that we serve, but I can't be. And my care services team or our care services team have many more opportunities than I do. But just the glimpse of those that I do get to become friends with, and I call them my friends, and they're my mentors, and I text back and forth, and we have conversations, and I know I can't do. I'm here. Y'all know how to find me. Come after me. The more the merrier has always been my motto. It's really hard. I have so many stories and anecdotes that I think about that have allowed me to grow professionally. I think about one gentleman, there's a company that was a Chicago-based company, and Home Run Inn Pizza. I was in the infancy of my position and role and trying to find some corporate sponsors. And I'm like, okay, think about it, Julie, think about it. Who we got here, right? This is Lou Gehrig's disease, or at the time, that's one of the, that's kind of how it was known early on. I'm like, Home Run Inn Pizza. They have to be aligned with us. And, and I called Home Run Inn Pizza because they're a Woodridge-based company, not expecting to get Joe, the CEO, on the phone. And Joe picks up the phone, and I'm like, well, can I come talk to you? This is me, and this is what I'm doing. And sure enough, they became huge sponsors and partners in the fight against ALS. But also Joe stepped up, and he really became a mentor. We would meet several times during the year, and he would provide advice and guidance. And I've had so many others. And Joe, unfortunately passed away unexpectedly. And it's always been a loss for me. But boy, guys, he stepped up. Home Run Inn Pizza stepped up. And that's just one little story of all the ones who have stepped forth because I asked, because of whatever situation we were in. And no one has said no. They'll probably say to their chagrin, because once I get a hold, I never turn back or turn loose. But
it's so true.
Their lives are enriched in so many ways. And I have to think back, Susan, to when we first met. I think you said it was 13 years ago. We were really in our infancy at that point, and you had an idea to host a fundraiser. And it was in honor of your friend, Frank. And I'm not sure if you've ever told your story of your buddy, Frank, but I still have the rock.
No.
That love that you gave me.
Oh my gosh.
And from that time in our life. So a huge supporter, and generating awareness and love and light and joy everywhere you go on behalf of the community. So, yeah. Isn't that amazing?
It just gives me all kinds of chills. Oh, I can't believe that paint pen on that rock lasted all these years, by the way.
I can't believe it has lasted everywhere it has gone. So, yeah. And I have many things like that. I have an angel that, one of the individuals that went to DC gave me, that's holding sunflowers. And I think of Barbara all the time. And, there was one group that we took to Washington, DC, and they were known as the Magnificent Seven. And every time I hear the song from that, I think of Frank and Justin and Chris and so many of the individuals that travel with us. And, I've got JR and Steve and Michael and Bruce and all these, and many females as well, that have really made a huge impact in the fight against ALS, supported their community while they were living their battle, but also with me, our skill set and pushing us forward to get us to where we are today to be able to help support the ALS community.
True. So. And it has grown so much. I mean, from the moment that we did meet all those years ago, it was you and two other people. It was a mighty team of three in that office. And now Absolutely. It has just grown and expanded into something I couldn't have even imagined. I am so happy. And I think that is a huge testament to you, Julie, because you're right. You have this amazing team behind you, but you are leading the charge. And I mean, from the moment I met you, it's like, this girl, you're stuck with me whether you want to be or not. You have this beautiful way of just bringing people in. They join this family, and we are a family, and they don't want to leave. And it's just expanded over the years. It's so beautiful to watch.
Absolutely. And I was watching, one of the comments that came through. Hey, Ms. Ricky. Hey, Donna. I know these folks. Once you get a hold, you just don't ever let go. Yeah.
It's so true. I know I wasn't responding to the comments because we were in such a great discussion, but yeah, guys, we have been.
I'd be remiss in acknowledging them. So,
exactly.
And I think about the ALS Classic, which is the golf outing. that the Rickies were able to attend, and so many others, and just how committed those corporate partners have become, and Mike and Dan and Chris and Bob and all these guys and females that are out there. I use the term guys kind of in slang, but that, they really stepped forth and believed in us and believed in each other and believed in the community and wanting to be there, and the walk. And I mean, we just have so many awesome things that we do. First Look for Charity, that's coming up. I know you're going to talk with others about that. Those partners believing in us and our mission of serving the ALS community. So anyway, was there other questions you had for me?
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of questions, but we just chat like we do. But I do want to know, and I want people watching this to know that maybe don't know your story. First of all, why ALS? How did you even come to this all those years ago in the first place?
Well, it's really interesting. I was asked to help volunteer when the chapter was first being formed and they were hosting their first walk to defeat ALS. And so as a volunteer, I said, sure, I'll help. The day that I said that, I was living in a building in downtown Chicago, and we had a little store in the main level of our building. And one of the women who normally, you get to become elevator buddies because you're coming from work at the same time or leaving for work at the same time, and you ride the elevator. And her name was Carla. And Carla worked for the Ralph Lauren store on Michigan Avenue. Beautiful woman, older. And at the time, I had 2 young daughters, very young. We were checking out at the store at the same time. And she turned to me, and this was the same day I had been asked to volunteer. And I had no idea at that point. I never knew what ALS was, what Lou Gehrig's disease was. Carla said in a very garbled voice, I want you to know that I have Lou Gehrig's disease, and I haven't been drinking. And I was like, I get it. I'll be helping in any way, shape, or form that I can. And for me to hear of a disease that I had never heard of within one day from 2, significant individuals in Carla, because sometimes there's a misperception when they're garbled, when their voices are challenged, that they have been drinking. And she wanted to ensure that I knew, especially with my children around, that she hadn't been drinking. That's how I got involved, was I was asked to volunteer. And then Carla confirmed, was there and present that day. And then I had mentioned to one of my friends from back home what I was going to be doing. And she said, well, my grandmother died from ALS. And I'm like, no, I had no idea. And then when I talked to my parents about it, they said, well, your friend Ashley that you grew up with, her Mimi, had ALS, and that's what she died from. And I said, no, I had no idea. And so all these things happened within about 7 days. And I'm like, well, okay, I'm on the right path. And here we go. And then I had an opportunity a couple of years later when they were hiring their first full-time executive director to say yes.
I had no idea. I didn't even know this story. Yep. I can't believe how sort of serendipitous that whole experience was that led you here. And here you are 16 years later.
Yep. Yeah, I used in my former life, I was a banker, and then I was a stay-at-home mother. And now I have the ability to use all my skills for this very important work that we do. That's how I'm here.
And I
never looked back.
I love it. And like I said, watching what you have grown this into something just unbelievable. So you have applied all of your talents. You're in the exact right place you're supposed to be in this world, because what you've done with this chapter is just incredible. It's so amazing to witness.
But again, it has taken the work of a lot of individuals to get us to where we are today. By no way, shape, or form is this anything that I have done on my own. And we have been very blessed over the years with incredible team members that have brought us to where we are today. Very grateful.
So true. Well, what are some of your, is there one memory that maybe sticks out? You gave us a few really great ones, but is there any something that surprised you over your time with the chapter, or just something, the first thing that pops into your head of a memory of the last 16 years?
Gosh, I don't know. There's been so many times. I guess season, that's just impossible to say. Because there's been so many people that have touched my life in so many ways over the years. And I just, the opportunities that I've had to step up and to help represent the ALS community and engage people in the fight. I mean, I think it's a culmination of a lot of things. You know, the Ice Bucket Challenge, that definitely was something that was insane and incredible at the same time. I mean, that was such a fun, you literally took a towel and a change of clothes to work every day because you never know where you were going to end up and what was going to be asked of you. I mean, so many moments that I have stood before others speaking for those who could no longer speak, you know, to engage others in their fight and to share their stories. I mean, I don't know any other way to say that. So many individuals.
I can only imagine. I mean, I've had a taste of it and it's unbelievable. So I can only imagine what you've been able to remember and collect over 16 years. And speaking of those 16 years, so you started back in about probably like 2005, 2006. So when you started as the volunteer with just 3 people in an office in Chicago, and you guys really hitting the pavement and growing this, knowing what you know now today after these 16 years, if you could give one piece of advice to that version of you back in 2006 when you took that first walk through the ALS Association doors, what would you tell yourself? What would you tell that 2006 version of Julie Sharpe? I like hitting you with the big stuff today.
I know. I was going to say, you know, I think if you have a vision of what can be, you'll have the right folks come along to make that vision a reality. And dream big. Have the partners will come along. The corporate partners will come along. The individuals will step up to support the work that you do. You know, I hate to say build it and they will come, but I mean, that's really what we did. So, gosh, that's a great question, Susan, and it's one I've never reflected upon because I'm just always looking forward. You know, we step back every year and we look at where we've been and where we're going strategically and align with our mission and our vision. And, you know, the girls on the team will laugh because every time I say it's a visual representation of the work that we do, but putting forth the individuals. Like, you know, I have pictures around me all the time of those that we serve because I do it for Susan and Jeff and Bruce. And there's just so many. I can't put names to all of them, and I don't want anybody to feel like they're being left out. But, you know.
I love it. No, that's perfect, though. Sometimes the simplest things, it's beautiful to get to just remember those things. And for anyone watching, that one sentence, it's true. You just follow your heart, you follow your dreams and dream big. And the universe will work with you. It will align one way or another when the timing is right. And you've proven that. You're a testament to that in itself. So that's beautiful. Speaking of aligning and visions and all of those things, because we are starting a brand new year. And so let's start strong with some hopefully New Year's resolutions that we stick to, some goals, some intentions. So with all of that in mind, sort of what are the goals and intentions for 2022 for the chapter? What are you guys looking ahead to?
So, you know, we're going to continue to build upon the foundation that we have built. We're going to strengthen the programs that we already have in place. We assess the needs of the community and listen to what they want and help build programming around that. We're going to, you know, we just kind of put our blinders on, get our work done, and go into the field and just move forward. We have proven ourselves to be steadfast, forward thinking, if you will, you know, able to pivot, able to respond to any situation. And I think if the ALS community knows, you know, if plan A, plan B, plan C, and plan D don't work, well, then you pivot to plan E. I mean, every day you just figure it out and go forward. We're committed to, you know, the 3 pillars, the care, the advocacy, and the research. And we're going to continue to invest in all 3 and build upon what we have in place.
Well, I am very excited for this upcoming year, for the chapter.
Have a great year.
This is going to be an absolutely incredible year. And I can't wait to have you back on maybe, you know, mid-year so we can just, because I know there's going to be it seems like every day, but every month there's going to be new, really exciting things happening with the chapter. So I can't wait to get to keep talking about that, sharing that, and bring you back for a little check-in to see if those goals and those intentions I know they're not only going to be met, they're going to be exceeded. I know it.
Well, thank you for having the confidence in us and the team. And we just have incredible people that are around us that support us, and that we'll achieve the goals that we set forth for ourselves and hopefully surpass them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any wishes for everybody watching for this new year?
Joy, gratitude.
Joy, light, and all things bright.
Yeah, joy, light, and all things bright.
I love it. Well, Julie, thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight. I love even learning more about you all these years, and I never knew that story. I love getting to learn about you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All
Have
right.
a wonderful night. Happy New Year. And we'll chat again soon.
Everybody. All righty. Thank you.
Bye, Julie.